That's so funny. Good job, Al. Wait, oh. Hold on, let's see how we can do that one. Look at it. You got it. I get the bucket. You can go get a refund. Is that helping? It is. You know what isn't helping morale? Having my period and getting rained on.
Please have this person lead your party through the line. This will help keep your wait time to a minute. Once again, please keep your group together, keep up with the party in front of you, and fill in place. We go wide.
I see a tortoise. But I do see a bird. It looks like a peacock.
How about you wait just a second and we'll move a little more around in just a second and you will be able to see these climb down.
We're gonna go sit and
Everybody means welcome. So welcome aboard. Make sure that you like your seat because you. Jumbo, everyone. My name is Anna, and I will be your safari guide today. I have a couple of safety reminders for you. Keep all hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the vehicle at all times. And remain the way that other birds do. Instead, they will rattle their bills around in order to communicate with each other. To the right, there are okapi. They're not related to the zebra. They are the only living relative of the giraffe. They have very similar skull structure, 3,000 pounds, and they have a pointed upper lip that helps them grab their food. They are normals. Both males and females have horns that will lean back so that they don't get caught while they run through the brush. Unfortunately, due to deforestation, bongos are critically endangered. You can help prevent deforestation by recycling both your paper and mold below the surface. The large gray and white birds are pink-backed pelicans. They will develop a pink spot on their back during the mating season. They can nest in colonies of up to 500. Both the male and female take care of the nest, as their eggs take about 30 days to hatch. They will nest in the same location. To the left, there is the Nile crocodile. They are the largest crocodilian species in Africa, reaching 16 feet long and 500 pounds. We are leaving the Safi River and heading out to the savannah. We know that we are changing ecosystems because the tree a lot of migrating animals. Sometimes those animals will migrate behind trees where we can't see them, and sometimes they migrate to the middle of the road. To the right, there are Ankole cattle. They are also known as the Watusi, named after the people that first domesticated them. They are a cross between an Egyptian longhorn and an Indian longhorn called the zebu. When they are fully grown, their horns can be 3 to 4 feet long each. And they have a honeycomb-like structure inside, which makes them wider than they appear. Their horns have blood vessels that reach their very tip, and that will help the cattle to cool down during the hot summer. To the left, there are painted dogs. They are one of the most efficient predators. They will hunt as a pack. They need a large range in order to hunt, and unfortunately, due to habitat loss and contact with humans, painted dogs are critically endangered. Farmers thought that they were eating their livestock, so they set out traps. But over a 3-year study, it was found that they prefer to hunt their prey out in the wild, don't get caught, and end up starving. To the left, there are sable antelope. Both the males and females have horns, and they use them to protect themselves from predators that try to jump on their back, sometimes dropping down to their knees to get a better angle. To the right, there are wildebeest. They get their name from the Afrikaans word that means wild beast. They participate in the Great Migration, where they migrate about 1,000 miles every single year in search of water. To the left, there is an eland. They are one of the largest antelope. They can stand about 6 feet tall at the shoulder and can reach 2,000. They will jump over 5 feet up without needing a running start. These are Maasai giraffes. They are distinguished by the jagged-like appearance of their spots. They are named after the Maasai people because they live in the same areas around Kenya. A group of them is called a tower because they tower over the savanna. Adults can be 13 to 20 feet tall. They will be almost 6 feet tall when they are born. They do have very long necks, but they actually have the same number of neck vertebrae that we humans do, which is 7. Theirs are just a lot larger than ours are. Giraffes will spend most of their time awake. They only need about 30 minutes of sleep a day. Because they spend so much time awake, they will spend up to 20 hours out of the day eating. And because they use their tongues to grab their food, their tongues can be up to 20 inches long. And poaching, giraffe populations have become fragmented, and their overall numbers are decreasing. So we've been working. White antelope are springbok. They get their name because they are able to spring 6 feet up and 13 feet forward when they are frightened in a jump called the pronk. They are one of the top 10 fastest land mammals, able to reach speeds of 55 miles per hour. To the right, there is the Hartmann's Mountain zebra. They are the smallest of the 3 zebra species. Each individual is of elephants, the African and the Asian. The African is larger and distinguished by gallons of water, but they do not drink through their trunk like a straw. Instead, so the mother is the one closer to the truck. Elephants are typically in herds that consist of a female family and their offspring. The males will go off on their own when they reach maturity due to the mining of coltan. If you don't know what that is, you probably have some in your pocket. Coltan is the mineral inside of all smartphones, tablets, laptops, and any. We're doing research right here on the Harambe Wildlife Reserve we're making, so it was an all-around win for everyone involved. To the left, there is a flamboyance of greater flamingos. They are the largest and most pale pink of all flamingo species. When they hatch, they are gray, and as they eat their diet of brine shrimp, they become pink. It can take up to 2 years for their color to fully develop. The reason that they do change color is because the brine shrimp that they're eating contains beta-carotene. Beta carotene is the same stuff inside of carrots, where if I ate carrots for every meal of every day, I would turn orange. They eat shrimp, so they turn pink. Flamingos are filter feeders, so they will stomp on the ground to disturb anything. They are the largest species of rhino, weighing up to 5,000 pounds. They are social and can be in groups of up to 8 dozen that are called a crash. Within a crash, each rhinos do not have great eyesight. They can only see about 100 feet in front of them. But to make up for that, they do have very sensitive hearing. They are able to move their ears independently like satellites to hear predators that could be coming from different directions. To learn more about the way that they reproduce so that the same thing doesn't happen to them. We have been very fortunate to have seen 3 southern white rhinos born here in the last 5 years. So there are more southern white rhinos on this reserve alone than there are northern white rhinos in the entire world. They are the fastest land mammal. They can go 0 to 60 in just 3 seconds. Running that fast takes up a lot of energy, so they will only do so for a couple 100 yards, using their long tails as a boat-like rudder to change direction while they sprint. They are the only big rock formation known as the kopje. Predators like the lion will use the kopje to get a good vantage point over the savanna so that it's easier for them to find their prey. Lions will spend most of their time resting so that they can conserve their energy. They will rest for about 16 to 20 hours a day. They will hunt at night, usually right before sunrise and right after sunset. The lions is habitat loss. It causes increased competition between prides for resources like food and territory. It also causes lion livestock conflicts, as lions will venture onto farms to find food. In order to decrease the amount of conflicts in Tanzania, they have made a living wall. That is a combination of fence and acacia. To the right, there is the ostrich. They are the largest bird in the world. An adult male can stand up to 9 feet tall. They cannot fly, but they use their wings to change direction while they run. Since they are so small, they don't require a lot of resources in order to take care of them. So they are a good example of how humans and animals can live in harmony, because as the human population increases, we take up more space and become more in contact with wildlife. But by taking care of these goats who don't need a lot of space, we can rely on them instead of wildlife for food and are sourced in Mexico to Canada and back, following the naturally occurring milkweed plants across the country. As milkweed populations are disappearing, monarchs are getting lost, and their population is decreasing. You can help them out by planting milkweed in your garden. It will attract them and give them a safe place to relax and reproduce while they migrate. In return, they will help pollinate your garden. If there are any wilderness explorers on board who have been riding on the Simba 1. Simba is the Swahili word for lion, and 1 is the number.
That might have been a female. Those things are terrifying.
Also have some bars that we slide down. That helps to keep the white birds, the white ibis, from flying in. And it also helps to keep them, it's a little bit too tall for them. But those flamingos have this nice long neck that's pretty thin. And they can stick their head in and eat anytime they want. We also feed the flamingos a common diet every morning. And we have that feed with a bell. That's a bell that eventually, once it gets a little bit, the group gets a little more mingled, we just get to 10 new birds and that bell rings. So when we do start a research that day, they'll know to come back. But we want to keep the flock together for the flamboyant. But you might notice some of our flamingos aren't very pink. There are 3 in particular, and 2 of those are our babies or our juvenile flamingos. Flamingos don't reach their full pink potential until they reach 2 years old. So we have 2 babies in this group. They're pretty easy to pick out. If you look at their legs, our flamingos that are babies have black legs versus the adults that have their pink legs. They also don't have that bright gray color, or bright pink color, I'm sorry.